For years, Ellen Degeneres was known as a talk show host who was beloved by fans and fellow celebs alike. But according to some former staff members, things were out of control behind the scenes. It seems like everyone from her bodyguard to her DJ has something to say, and they're done staying silent.
I don't think you achieve anything by bullying people.
Music. Music is an important component of the Ellen Degeneres Show. After all, fans love to see her dance her way through the audience at the top of every show. She even sells her very own musical chair game for people to play at home. Clearly, music is a part of her brand at this point, but that doesn't mean she treats the person responsible for supplying her with tunes with kindness. Her former DJ, Tony Okumbawa, claims that the talk show host wasn't always easy to work with when the cameras weren't rolling. Tony did 2 stints on the Ellen Degeneres Show from 2003 to 2006, and then from 2008 to 2013. When allegations about Ellen's workplace came to light, Tony said he received numerous interviews asking for insight about his time on the show. While he said he was grateful for the opportunity, but admitted he did experience and feel the toxicity of the environment. He added that he stands with his former co-workers and supports them on their quest to create a healthier and more inclusive workplace. On the other hand, DJ Samantha Ronson claimed the talk show host had always been respectful and kind when she worked her private parties. Fans pointed out that Samantha is considered a celebrity, and the allegations include Ellen treating the staff on her show poorly and not her fellow celebrities. Selfie Queen. What's better than a great selfie? Apparently, one packed with celebrities wearing their red carpet best, considering how famous Ellen's star-studded Oscars selfie is. But there's one person who remembers the event very differently, because he was working for Ellen at the time instead of posing for the camera. Tom Mayerkak was hired as a bodyguard to protect Ellen, her wife Portia de Rossi, and her mother Betty DeGeneres. He claims Portia was very polite and engaged him in pleasant conversation, but his experience with Ellen herself was kind of demeaning. At the time, Tom was the senior manager of operations for security industry specialists, and this wasn't his first time escorting a celebrity around. However, it was the first time a star didn't even say hi to him at any point during the event. Tom said he received nothing but side-eye from the talk show host, who he described as very cold to anyone not in her circle. Even stars who hadn't been pre-approved by Ellen herself were shooed away from her table at the governor's ball if they tried to engage with her. While Ellen may come off as very enlightened and positive and awesome, Tom said he didn't see any of that when he worked with her. Generosity. We all know Oprah infamously gave all of her audience members cars, but Ellen is no slouch in the gift-giving department either, at least when the cameras are on. On one occasion, she even gave her audience $1 million to share between them. Since she has a net worth of about $330 million, this star can definitely afford to be generous to others, although sometimes she chooses not to. According to Twitter user Nick Weiger, his friend worked on the Ellen Degeneres Show before scoring their first staff writer position somewhere else. When they gave their 2 weeks' notice, they were promptly ordered to return their company Christmas gift from that year. Is it better to have gotten and lost a Christmas gift from Ellen, or to have never received one in the first place? Twitter user Emily Trio claims Ellen picks and chooses who gets gifts among her staff, and after some people complained, she decided to honor only her top 2 to 5 staffers with BMWs. Christmas gifts for employees are optional, but playing favorites isn't exactly an ideal way to boost morale behind the scenes.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be quick.
Katy Perry. It took some time, but now some celebrities have spoken out in support of Ellen DeGeneres. Earlier, we mentioned that DJ Samantha Ronson shared her experience with the star, and now singer Katy Perry has too. In light of allegations about Ellen creating a toxic work environment, Katy said that she only ever had positive takeaways from her time with Ellen and on her show. While she admitted she can only speak from her own perspective, she praised Ellen and referred to her as a friend. But are Katy Perry and Ellen really pals? If so, they can't possibly be that close, because on one occasion, Ellen totally forgot that Katy was once married. She was stunned to learn that Katy had a very highly publicized marriage to Russell Brand, even when the singer awkwardly pointed out that Ellen had given her wedding gifts. Oops! This is far from Ellen's only uncomfortable celebrity encounter, and it makes you wonder just how close she really is with all of her famous friends. Ed Glavin. For years, there were rumors that Ellen isn't as kind as she appears, but recent allegations regarding the work environment on the Ellen Degeneres Show are being taken seriously. 10 former employees and one current one revealed some troubling information to BuzzFeed News, claiming the show is steeped in a toxic culture. They reported being fired for taking medical or bereavement days and claimed they were ordered to never speak to Ellen or make eye contact with her. The show's executive producers, Ed Glavin, Mary Connolly, and Andy Lassner, made a statement claiming they were taking the allegations very seriously, but they may have been part of the problem. Ed Glavin, along with 2 other executive producers, Kevin Lehman and Jonathan Norman, have all been accused of inappropriate behavior on set. 5 former employees said they had bad experiences with Ed themselves, while many others said he was known for being far too forward with female employees. It's expected that Ed will end up stepping down from his role on the show as a result of this information going public. The Ellen Degeneres Show. Even more than dancing, celebrity guests, or pranks, Ellen herself is the biggest part of this enterprise, which you probably could have guessed since it's called The Ellen Degeneres Show. She's made her comedy stylings and personality a brand, which is why it's odd she claims to be so far removed from what was going on behind the scenes. There are a ton of people who work hard to keep the show going, and nobody is saying it's solely Ellen creating a toxic environment. In fact, many of the people interviewed by BuzzFeed claim Ellen is completely out of touch with the day-to-day operations of her show and is simply the face of the franchise at this point. Even Ellen herself admitted that she hasn't been as involved with the show as its name would have you believe. When addressing the allegations, she took responsibility for her name being associated with the show and added that she wasn't able to monitor every aspect of the show. She claimed to have delegated those responsibilities to people who would act in her best interest, but admitted that clearly wasn't the case. Name-calling. According to Ellen herself, she told everyone right from the beginning that her show would be a place of happiness, where voices wouldn't be raised and everyone would be treated with respect. These goals seem to fall in line with her Be Kind mantra, and over the years, she's promoted treating other people well. She also took part in the It Gets Better campaign, encouraging people to ignore negativity and look forward to more positivity in the future. But it's possible this star hasn't always practiced what she preaches, at least according to someone who knew her long before she became a household name. Ben Gravolet claims that Ellen worked for his mother's recruitment agency in the late 1970s when he was just a boy of 11. He grew to dread visits to his mother's office when he would be confronted by Ellen, who regularly insulted him, criticizing both his weight and his intelligence on many occasions. His mother, Tana Robinson, considered Ellen extremely rude, but wasn't aware of her actions toward her son until recently. Ben said that not only was Ellen very unkind to him, but she seemed to delight in making him upset when he was just a child. Audience. Even if Ellen doesn't always treat her team well, at least she's always there for her audience, right? After all, she did give them $1 million. But according to Chase Mitchell, she has a deep and open disdain for both her audience and the show itself. Ellen may smile and dance with the people who appear on her show, but Chase claims it's all just an act. He's worked as a writer for many shows, including The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, so he's familiar with the industry and still finds Ellen's behavior surprising. But should it really be so stunning? After all, we saw Ellen call out a fan for taking some extra free merchandise, claiming she wanted to give some to her sister back home. While the guest did break the rules, some fans felt Ellen went too far criticizing her for her crimes on national television, instead of simply pointing them out and moving on with the show. LGBTQ. Ellen is a well-known member of the LGBTQ community and has always acted as a major advocate, which is why Caitlyn Jenner was expecting a warm welcome when she appeared on the Ellen Degeneres Show shortly following her transition. Ellen brought up the issue of marriage equality and called out Caitlyn for her opinions. As if that wasn't enough, Ellen then appeared on The Howard Stern Show to further criticize Caitlyn.
You're wanting people to understand and accept you. This is really confusing.
At first, this might not sound that bad. After all, Ellen herself is married to a woman, so clearly this is a sensitive and personal topic. But according to Caitlyn, her life was changing so quickly, and it took her some time to accept herself and adjust her worldviews. She wished Ellen had been understanding and supportive instead of tearing her down, and said she left her show feeling alienated from the community. Then there's the fact that Ellen is friends with former President George W. Bush and defended their relationship to surprised fans. While she was quick to criticize Caitlyn for her viewpoints, she was quiet about the fact that the former president also didn't support marriage equality when he was in office. Animal advocate. It's no secret that Ellen adores animals and has ever since she was a kid. Dogs are a particular favorite of hers, which is why some people were surprised when she got on the wrong side of an animal rescue. She and Portia adopted a dog named Iggy from the rescue Mutts and Moms, but later decided the pooch wasn't a perfect fit for their home. Ellen gave the dog away to her hairstylist, ignoring the adoption contract which said Iggy had to either stay with her or return to the rescue. It ended up being a huge tug of war, during which Mutts and Moms claimed Ellen's publicist Kelly Bush left a less than kind message for them. Iggy ended up returned to the rescue and placed in a loving home, and Ellen's claim of being an animal lover was called into question. Do you think the Ellen Degeneres Show will continue, or are there just too many issues? Let us know if you're hoping she stays on the air in the comment section, and stay connected with us here at The Taco by clicking on the subscribe button and turning on your notifications for more new videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time!